On November 24, 1971, a quiet businessman arrived at Portland International Airport and purchased a one-way ticket to Seattle under the name Dan Cooper. Dressed in a dark suit and carrying a briefcase, he appeared completely ordinary. No one around him could have imagined they were witnessing the beginning of one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, a routine 30-minute flight from Portland to Seattle. He took his seat near the rear of the aircraft and blended in with the other passengers. The flight departed normally, and for a short time, everything seemed routine. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper quietly handed a note to a flight attendant. At first, she assumed it was an attempt to start a conversation. Instead, the note claimed that Cooper had a bomb in his briefcase and instructed her to sit beside him. Suddenly, an ordinary flight became something much more serious. Cooper demanded $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. As the aircraft continued toward Seattle, airline officials and law enforcement worked behind the scenes to meet his demands. What began as a regional flight was quickly becoming national news. When Flight 305 landed in Seattle, authorities delivered the money and parachutes exactly as requested. Cooper then released all 36 passengers, allowing them to leave safely. Yet despite getting what he wanted, he wasn't finished. The most mysterious part of the story was still ahead. With only a small flight crew remaining on board, Cooper ordered the aircraft back into the air. He instructed the pilots to fly south toward Mexico at a relatively low altitude and slower speed. As night fell over the Pacific Northwest, the aircraft disappeared into clouds and darkness. Somewhere between Seattle and Reno, above heavily forested and stormy terrain in southwest Washington, Cooper lowered the aircraft's rear staircase. Then, carrying the ransom money and parachute equipment, he vanished into the night. No one on board saw exactly what happened next. Authorities immediately launched an enormous search operation. FBI agents, military personnel, aircraft, and ground teams searched forests, rivers, and remote wilderness areas across the Pacific Northwest. The investigation eventually became known as NORJAK, short for Northwest hijacking. Yet despite years of effort, Cooper was nowhere to be found. Investigators uncovered a few intriguing clues over the decades. In 1980, a young boy discovered a partially decayed bundle of ransom money buried along the Columbia River. The serial numbers matched the money given to Cooper. However, most of the $200,000 was never recovered, and the discovery only deepened the mystery. More than 50 years later, nobody knows who Cooper really was or what became of him after that night. Thousands of suspects were investigated, but none were conclusively identified. In 2016, the FBI officially suspended its active investigation. Yet the mystery remains unsolved, ensuring that the legend of D.B. Cooper continues to captivate America to this day.